My name is Isaiah Chumsaina Ayutthaya. I'm here with Business Today next to DBS Superleggera, and we're going to talk about the ins and outs of this car, take a look inside, and discuss what I like and maybe don't like about this car. So at first glance, this car looks like Aston Martin's DB11, and it was designed based off the DB11. We can look from the front. The styling is very similar. This car is, after all, a DB11 on steroids. If we take a look at the front grille here, we can see that it's much bigger, and it's also got a honeycomb shape. This is unlike Aston Martin's DB11, which has horizontal slats. If we take a look down here, you can see a carbon fiber splitter, which comes as standard, and lots of intakes to cool the engine, to cool the brakes, and to provide downforce for this car. If we take a look up here, we can see two vents on the bonnet of the car. This provides cooling to the engine, and this also is connected to a Venturi tunnel, which provides downforce to the front of the car. On the side of the car, we have 21-inch wheels as standard and carbon ceramic brakes as standard. The front comes with 6 piston calipers and the back with 4 piston calipers. In the front here, behind the front wheels, we can see air vents which connect to the intakes in the front. This allows for the air that has been used to cool the brakes to exit, and it allows the air to flow back into the back of the car. The reason that this is fluted, unlike the DB11, which has one horizontal slat, is because this allows the car to control the air so that the air that comes out of this vent here is clean and undisturbed. The air that comes out here then follows the wing on which this wing mirror is mounted, and then back through here, which is the C duct. As the air enters here, it comes out the back here behind this carbon fiber wing and provides downforce to the car. This entire car can provide up to 180 kilograms of downforce at top speed. If you take a look at the back here, we can see that the car is very muscular. If you take a look down this angle, if we take a look here, you can see that this car is very wide, and at almost 2.2 meters wide, it makes it very hard to drive in cramped and small places. But this hip here makes the car look very muscular. As standard, the DBS comes with a carbon fiber rear bumper and double rear diffuser. This provides the car with even more downforce, which comes straight from Formula One technology. Up here, you can see that the DBS has one straight light bar, unlike the old DB11. And because of that, if you take a look over here, there's no longer any Aston Martin wing badge. Instead, the word Aston Martin is written in bigger font, which is just as great. This car comes equipped with a 5.2 liter V12 from Aston Martin and puts out about 715 brake horsepower and 900 Newton meters of torque. However, this 900 Newton meters of torque doesn't come in first gear. In fact, the car limits your maximum torque in first, second, and third gear, and only gives you the full 900 Newton meters in fourth gear. Otherwise, if you full throttle, you will lose control of the rear. Let's take a look at the inside of the engine bay. This bonnet is entirely made out of carbon fiber, which is why it was super easy for me to just lift the bonnet up. As you can see, it's a clamshell shape because it covers the entire front width of the car all the way until the tires. As you can see here, the tires are exposed, and these are the air strakes that Aston Martin took straight out of Formula One to control the air that comes out of the wheel well. Inside here you can see Aston Martin's handcrafted 5.2 litre V12, which puts out 715 brake horsepower and 900 Newton meters of torque. Here to the sides you can see two turbos, because this engine's twin turbocharged, and you can see the Venturi tunnels that allows air to enter and exit to provide cooling to the engine. When you're sitting in a Rolls-Royce and you leave the car, the doors have a soft close feature because you can pay for it. In an Aston, however, it's different. You don't need soft closed doors, but you do have a soft closed bonnet because why not? When you have an expensive car such as an Aston, you want to make sure that you don't hit the curb when you open the doors. Some cars have butterfly doors, some cars have scissor doors. Astons have regular doors, but not entirely regular. Aston's doors will open at an angle upwards to make it look like the wings on an Aston Martin's badge. This is to ensure that the doors don't hit any curbs when you open them. Moving on to the interior of the car, as with cars at this price point, everything has to be made with the highest quality materials. We have Alcantara roof lining, we have leather everywhere, and everything is extremely soft, luxurious, and squidgy, even all the way down here. If you look at the pattern here, everything here is hand stitched, and I think it's a very nice detail that this stitching on the back of your seat matches the one on the head lining. In front here we have the center console, we have our usual engine start stop button, we have our gear selectors, and as with Aston Martin's deals with Mercedes, Aston Martin will always get Mercedes' previous generation infotainment system, although as you can see here, it's slightly reskinned. On the screen, instead of a Mercedes car, you can clearly see this is a DBS. Down here we have Mercedes click wheel and handrest touchpad, and we have our center console where we keep things. Now here's the thing, with modern cars almost everything is electronically operated, from the windows, which we have in most cars, to the steering wheel. But in Aston Martin they take it a step further. Usually you just pull open the center console, but in an Aston, no. It's also electronically operated. In here you have enough space to put a few important things, maybe your phone. You have two cup holders up here, which is just nice for this kind of sports car. Now, because this is, after all, a Grand Tour, it is technically a 2+2. I am obliged to go into the back seats and see how easy it is, how comfortable it is to sit back there. To do so, we just pull this leather strap at the back of the front seats and pull the seat forward. This is also electronically operated, and now I can move into the back seat. Okay. At 179 centimeters tall, I'd say this is a very comfortable car to sit in. Just enough headroom and just enough leg room. No, I'm just kidding. This car is terrible if you're anything over a 10-year-old toddler. A bit more to add on to the rear of the car. This boot lid and the middle part of the rear bumper is entirely carbon fiber. We can take a look inside of the boot and see that it is more than enough for a Grand Tour. You could stick in a couple suitcases and maybe a golf bag. Over here, you take a look, this is the vent for the sea duct, which allows you to provide downforce through the rear of this aero blade. As you saw just now, this boot lid also has soft close. Before we go and take this car on a drive, it wouldn't be a complete car review without you getting to hear the exhaust note. So let's get straight to that. Let's hear the exhaust note in GT mode. And then lastly, let's hear the engine one more time in Sports Plus mode. Glorious. Without any further ado, let's go take this thing for a ride. So I just came back from a drive in this car, and I gotta say, for a Super GT, it is very comfortable to drive. Unlike a supercar, it has the power without any of the discomfort. The engine is loud, but it's comfortable. It's soft enough for you to enjoy cruising this thing. After all, it is a Grand Tourer, which means that it's not entirely meant for the track. Of course, you can take it to the track, and Sports Plus mode will allow you to rip it. But if you're going on a Sunday cruise, you can do it just fine in this car. The steering is just nice, the throttle is responsive, but not too jerky. Overall, this car is a wonderful car to have both for a comfortable cruise and a weekend at the track.